It says we're live again there.
Hi, we are here again. Make America great. Thank you so much for holding on with us if you were holding on. Glenn, you want to share what happened just now, or you just want us to go straight into...
I have no idea what happened. I spent my whole life being a software engineer, and all I know is it's time to reboot the computer because who knows what's wrong in there.
That's right. And but no excuses. You're out there, and we want to talk to you about a couple of things. Why don't we just start off about the wonderful work that our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is doing, and he's not getting credit or any credit for it. For example, Foxconn just invested $10 billion. That's news for Wisconsin. They're going to be building a manufacturing facilities there. We're going to have jobs, over 13,000 jobs coming in. And all of us want to hear about jobs. And, we want to work. We love to work. We don't want to keep sending things, outsourcing it and saying we can't find qualified Americans. We can't find qualified people. And that's what we're seeing that has happened. They have been going overseas. I have nothing against anyone. I'm an American naturalized citizen. I love being here, and I love America for allowing me to be an entrepreneur. But it's really sad when we keep hearing that we don't have enough qualified people and everything was outsourced. We just saw what happened with this woman, Wasserman, who hired somebody from from Pakistan, and she had him on the payroll, and I'm sure she's thinking that you can do it, we can find the right people, and what's going on. So this has happened to our intellectual properties. No more. We are going to make America great again. Let's do it. So shout out to Foxconn, shout out to our president for an outstanding job. I know this is news that is old news, but we need to repeat news like this over and over, that the economy will get better. As a recruiter, as somebody who is a headhunter, a consultant, and a coach, it is about the economy, and we've seen it go up and down. They say what goes up must come down. Well, right now we're coming out from the bottom, and we're rising, and we're going up to the top. And we're seeing our president is doing a fantastic job, a phenomenal job, and we want to say thank you, Mr. Trump, for the work that you're doing. So,
oh dear, I don't know. You give me wine with dinner. What do you want out of me now?
I want you to share what makes you happy about our president. What is it about Mr. Trump you love? If you could pick one thing that you love about Mr. Trump.
Well, he pumps you up, so dear. Our life is fully inspired, always invigorated. And that's exciting.
That's right. See, when I met Mr. Trump, Mr. President, our Commander-in-Chief, I was just gotten out of working for someone else, and I started my own recruiting company. And I went out and I met him, but he probably don't even remember me. But I was inspired, and that's how I went out to start my own company. And I followed him, and of course everybody knows from The Apprentice. But what I love about him is his directness, his hard worker, very dedicated, a man who. How many family members if you work for your family, that you go out there and you want to work and you said, I'm working for my parents or my family? Not that many people, but all of his children, they're all working, they're all gorgeous, they're all beautiful, his wife. And so I admire him. And so that's what makes America great again. Now, this little book I picked up at Trump Tower, and it is about championship. And Mr. Trump, our president,
What's the title?
It's called Think Like a Champion. Everything is a champion. I'm not sure about you, but I played professional tennis, and very young, as a young girl, and it's about winning. You don't want to go and lose. You want to win. And America, the reason why we're all here, this is a capitalist country. This is a country where the super smart people, we come here because we want to become
Rich.
rich. rich. God has blessed us with richness. I mean, but today what we have a lot of people who don't care. They really don't care. So my thing is, if you don't care, what do we do when you don't care, Glenn?
When you don't care, you stand back.
You stand back and you
correct.
move out and you become political correct. That's right. We're not about political correct. Now, let's talk about artificial intelligence. I know that's your fancy subject.
Oh, you picked me up in the car saying Mark Zuckerberg and the guy from Tesla had some kind of a robot fight, and I was Googling all I could trying to find it. And I couldn't quite figure it out, but it appears there's a difference of opinion in the two men's mind. What was that other guy, Elon Knock or something? And the one man believes AI, artificial intelligence, is good. That would be Zuckerberg. And the other one says it's a threat to mankind, which brings to mind to me the word Luddite. The Luddites didn't believe you should have any modern thing, and it was all evil and bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, artificial intelligence. When I was in college, I wrote a thesis. Can the human mind, can computer take over? Can the robot? And that's a long time ago when I was in college. And today,
meaning take over the work of, take over the job of,
take over the job of,
be better than.
Right. And we know robots could be good and they could be great, and we're going into the future. So there's a lot of great things about it. But today, these two guys were fighting, and they showed a little clip on that, and I was like, wow, what's happening? So what I saw, toys. These guys are like, it's like a toy to them.
I didn't get to find the thing about robots withdraw an ad that you were telling me, dear.
That's right.
Anybody knows what that means?
So if anybody knows anything about it, if you saw it, I saw it on Fox at 4 o'clock, and they pulled the ad. Facebook pulled the ad. It was apparently very dangerous, and it was scary, and they pulled it. It was supposed to be something big for them, and I'm not sure. But I'm excited to know about that because I work with a lot of data scientists, artificial intelligence candidates that I recruit, and I resource and search, and this is what's going on.
And so artificial intelligence is good for us.
Well,
yes.
Everything is good for us in moderation. Everything in moderation. And at this particular time, our country is going forward. Our president is taking us forward movement. And I, as a recruiter, we look for talent. But I believe we have talent right here in America. And so we can build in manufacturing companies. We can have different things. Smart people are coming up. I love the young. I'm not talking about the millennials. They are great. But a lot of them have a lot of challenges right now. We're not going to talk about them. But what I'm loving is the young kids that are coming up, the 5-year-old, the 8-year-old, the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old. They are brilliant. And that's a brilliant mind. And
That's right. At my age, my mind is all full of things like Hollerith cards and stuff that has no more meaning anymore. And they have a nice empty mind. Fill it up with the newest technology.
That's right. So technology is good. Technology is awesome. Glenn is, every day, he's doing a lot of things with technology, and he goes to work, and he loves his job as a software engineer. He comes home at night. We're doing a lot of things. I love
my job as a sourcer for you, babe.
Yeah, and he's also my sourcer. He's sourcing. We're building a database, and we're doing a lot of things. So personal touch recruiters, we are working on that, and we're hoping to find you great positions for our clients. We are in manufacturing. We are in...
everybody needs to move around once in a while. If you've been 3 years on your job and you aren't looking at moving to a manager position, then maybe it's time to look at your next job. And that's where calling Audrey would be a great help.
That's right. So that's correct. Everybody needs to look around. You don't want to get stale. Look at these people in the government.
I was 19 years on one job, and I never looked up. In fact, when Headhunter called me, I slam it down like I would be disloyal if I ever talked to a Headhunter.
That's right. Now look who he's married to a Headhunter. So back then I didn't know Glenn. As a matter of
No.
fact, he never talked to people like me
Anybody.
or anyone because he loved what he was doing and he enjoyed it very much until when he got laid off. So when he got laid off 10 years ago, we met. And as the coach, I coached Glenn and helped him.
First life coach.
His first
I've
life.
never heard of a life coach really before you did.
The reason I'm bringing Glenn up here, we're pretty transparent. Everybody asks for transparency. You want to know what transparent is? Look at President Trump. He is transparent. Everybody said, oh, transparent, and they got it, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with him. He is bold. He's courageous. He is dedicated. He's disciplined. And he is not afraid to say, you screwed up. You screwed up.
Fired.
You are fired. He's not afraid of that. That's why we all love The Apprentice. We love The Apprentice and we watch these celebrities on those shows. Why do we watch? Because here's this man saying, you're fired. And then you put people together. If you remember, he didn't get involved. He had a team of sharp people. His children and other people who were there, and he put the people together, and they had to come up. They had to be creative. Mr. Trump is about creativity. Like I always say to my husband, in order for a bird to fly, what has to happen? He has to have two wings. He has to have the logical side, and then the other side is the emotional intelligence. Without the logic, he can't fly on one wing. Without the emotional intelligence, he can't fly on the other wing. So we need both sides. We need the logic side and we need the emotional intelligence side in order for that bird to fly. And it's the same thing with us. In order for us to fly, we need... Now, I got a comment from a friend of mine who said, Audrey, I don't really like you when you're screaming on your show and you speaking to the choir. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you don't have to tune in. I am here because I work for God. That's my boss. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 6 years old. Now, I haven't made a lot of money. I made a lot of money, and I spend my money. I went on vacation, and I've done a lot of things. And I've been married a couple of times, and now I have a wonderful husband who is the great guy for me, and what makes him fabulous because we both think the same way. He's techie, I'm techie, but what do I bring to the team?
And you bring life there.
I bring life.
And of course, you're like a conduit for God speaking. When you speak, it doesn't always settle on me just right at first, but then in the long run, I know God spoke through you.
That's right. We're the temple of God. At the end of the day, my job as God's servant, I'm not even servant, we're the temple of Christ. Those who don't believe in Jesus Christ, I'm not here to preach to you, but I'm just saying to you, what you see is what you get. This is transparent. Nothing holding back. And I'm grateful to be the temple. And if you want to get up and you want to feel good, I'm here to make you feel happy. I love somebody that was just referred to me. I just found him. A guy named, I'm gonna shout out to him, Grant Cardone, an amazing man. And what I love about this guy, men do it a little differently from the women.
Well, that man looked like he was on some kind of mental steroids and couldn't stop. He was so wound up. But what I took away from the little 20-minute or hour show you showed me is I started putting in logging in my notebook at work now goals and wins. So you got to start with goals, what you got to do immediately. And at the end of that block of time, your wins. What did you do? They don't always line up perfect, but without that, I would always go down my 2,000 item of to-do list and look for the choice item I'd like to work on, and then kind of get distracted with the other 999 items. So,
right. So the logical, sometimes you are logical, we all are logical, everybody's logical, we all facts-based, we all research, we all have experience. But it's about the style, how you do it style. My style is a little different from Glenn's style. Glenn works off of a list. He started off with a list, and his lists have grown to how
Everything goes at the top, but I never see the end anymore.
He never sees the end. He lists. Now, Glenn is very logical. He's very quiet. He thinks what he wants to do, but don't underestimate him. He is a leader. He knows exactly what he wants to do, but he just works differently from me. I don't work with a list. I set goals. I set short, long, and long term and short goals. And I set them 1 day, 2 day, 3 day in the week.
My dear, I never set a goal.
He's never set a goal in his entire life until he met me. So I know a lot of you out there are not setting goals. I know many of you who are out there, like Glenn, the engineers, the scientist mind, the teacher mind, or all of those people who are out there who are cursing our president out. You don't have a goal. You have a list. And you take somebody and you put them on a pedestal and you said, oh, I don't like what he said. Oh, he hurt my feelings. Oh, look how he's talking. So you have no action. There's no action. You're dead.
It reminds me of something, concept I read ever since I've been opening my mind to concepts after meeting you, about many of us live our life in the negative part. We look at where we want to be and we look at where we are, and now we have a lack. We live in the lack. So we're always trying to make up the lack, and we're very negative about that. Instead of looking at the abundance, at the cup half full, or the great full and gracious life that we have, and abundant and joyful.
That's right. Everyone, that's correct. When I first came to America, I was so fascinated because we were taught, America, the streets are paved with gold. Oh, that's all you heard, gold on America's streets. So
must be heaven. I heard heaven has streets like that.
Well, that's what it say.
Book of Revelation.
Book of Revelation. Yeah. You could talk about Revelation. What do you think of that? Heaven.
Streets are paved with gold.
Well, then we are living in heaven. This is heaven.
Well, how's that, dear?
Because
where's that gold?
The opportunity is the goal. The opportunity to thrive.
Yeah, I interrupted your story. You expected literal gold on this.
No, I expected literally gold on the street.
Learned it meant opportunity.
That's it. The opportunity. It is the opportunity. But it took me a little while to figure it out because, hey, you're only 16 years old. I graduated from high school when I was 14 and a half, 15, because back then, so competition, you work really hard. You know, I didn't skip a class, but I was pretty sharp. And my high school diploma, being raised British, it was Oxford University. So you come to America, you're ahead of the game, and everybody's behind. Like, how come they don't know this? But you're looking for the goal, but there's no goal. So I started my business, and that's what we did. Now, people older than you look at you and think you're crazy. But it's not about us. It is about our president. We love Mr. President Donald J. Trump. And we're here for our Trump supporters and for those who are silent Trump supporters and are afraid to tell people that you're Trump supporters. We want to tell you, don't put Mr. Trump on the pedestal, but see him as God's anointed, that God has chosen this man to lead us out right now. This is an awakening that's about to happen. And for all of those who are praying people, if you love to pray, keep praying for our country. We have such hate going on right now. Where's this hate coming from, Glenn?
Well, you remind me that ever since the World Trade Center 9/11, I felt that was an apocalyptic benchmark that says, ooh, this is in every prophecy. It's even I find it in the Divine Comedy. And this is the time, and lately I've been reading the book of Joel, and I'm loving it.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of condemnation and judgment and harshness. I said, but maybe he will return and repent and leave a blessing. And I believe that's what he's done. We've had a lot of hardship and a lot of judgment, and I think judgment was being called upon us, and now he's repented and returning a blessing. And he's doing that right now in the Donald Trump.
That's right.
Everywhere I look, the success depends what TVs you watch, but
Well,
all I see is success.
Success. Well, there's Fox, there's this. I watch Fox, and the reason why I love Fox is I met a man named Bart, and he was a chapel, and I loved this Bart. We met at the gas station, and Bart told me, watch Fox News, Lou Dobbs. Well, at the time, I really was not into politics. I was doing personal touch recruiter.
By the way, I see you point at the wall.
Yes.
Why do you have a wall there?
Because we're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. This wall is a reminder that we're going to build the wall. And we're gonna bring Americans to help build the wall. And guess who's going to pay for it? We know who's going to pay for it.
So I know that the frame that this wall is on used to contain a picture of a bridge.
Right. We had a bridge. We had the Brooklyn Bridge. I wanted, coming from California, I love the ocean. And I went into the store and I wanted the ocean, but I saw this bridge, because I run and I love the wood, but I had no idea it was Brooklyn Bridge. So the guy came to do to put the phone in, and he said, "Ooh, that's where I got engaged." And I go, "What are you talking about?" "That's Brooklyn Bridge." And I go, "Brooklyn Bridge? Brooklyn Bridge? Where?" So that was funny. And so for the longest while, I had Brooklyn Bridge behind me.
Months and years.
For like at least 2 years. And then when Mr. Trump announced that he was going to build a wall, I love the red bricks. And I said, perfect. We're going to build a wall. I had no idea. This was a vision. And so we did that. So our studio is right here. We're working on it. I want to make my show more, everything about me is about prayer. I love God. I talk to God. I wake up early in the morning. This morning he woke me up at 4 o'clock. I pray. I write down my goals. I write down everything. I love my husband. We talk. And we go 24/7. We go to bed. What time do we go to bed?
When we fall over at the computer.
Well, we fall over the computer because we love the computer. So if you don't love your computer, then you're not really living, because there's so much about a computer. You can learn so much in a computer. But my job is basically to make people happy. And that's what I do. I make you happy. I'm a life coach. And I do it very simply. A lot of people don't know about goals, how to set goals. I work with them on their goals. I also work with them in time management. It may seem like I got all this time, but I work in...
And many other things, like, for example, prepping a person to go into an interview.
That's right.
Revising their resume and making them say the right things to present themselves well, and not just going...
Thank you, Laurie, for joining. We love you. We love you. You are such a strong supporter of us. We love you. And help us to promote, help us to let us know what you want to hear about. We can try to come maybe
whenever you tell me.
Whenever I tell him, it's all the preparation, because pulling Glenn away from the computer, because he's building the database right now. We're pulling in, we're working on security,
Let me tell you, I love what I do. I've got so many people, and I get to look at all their job descriptions and say, oh, look at that man or woman who has such high degrees and so much intelligence and what they've accomplished. And where did I misspend my life? But I heard an interesting anecdote out of one of these resumes. A man at Raytheon works on quad helicopters, and his purpose is to make software in those helicopters use Wi-Fi to talk to another helicopter, to hack it, and take control of the enemy's helicopters. And I go, wow, this is awesome stuff.
Yeah. One of the things I love about my husband, and what makes us, people may call it the yin and the yang or whatever. I never know what all of those things mean. But what makes you so brilliant, my love, is your comprehension. He could cipher information.
That word "sife" that I love when you
Yeah.
say "sife," like
Yeah,
sift.
when my ex said sip, he could like, oh, okay, cool. We
Maybe we should watch Hattie. There he is.
What is he talking
He's
about?
up there. Just you could turn him on.
Okay, let me see what he's talking about. See if you could catch it.
7 years to find consensus and agreement, and that didn't happen. It's been one misstep after another.
We should probably end our
let
stream,
this
baby.
all play
Okay.
out in public, on
Okay.
TV and radio and in the papers.
How long will we on for?
Instead of
Almost half an hour.
everybody getting in a room, as I suggested,
25 minutes
locking
right
the
here.
door, taking their phones, ordering pizza, having beer and Coke and 7-Up and water so that they can have the plan that works for the American people. Aren't the Republicans, and I'm a registered conservative, aren't they supposed to be the party of big and bold ideas?
You're still alive,
they're
baby.
no-
You haven't-
now
Okay, guys, we're gonna close down.
Zero
And
identity.
Lori, thanks for
They
telling
seem
us
too
that
afraid
Sean
to
is up because we
timid,
love
to
Sean.
spineless,
We're gonna
to
watch
go
Sean
beyond
right
the
now.
status quo.
And
They played this way
stay
during the
tuned.
Obama years. The GOP
I wanna.
supposed to be the
We love
party
this
where
guy.
people
We're
replace.
watching
They're
him. We
supposed
read
to
his
be the
book.
party of freedom and liberty and capitalism and less regulation and government interference.
Glenn and I wrote this book 8 years ago, God's video.
Identity, and there's no unity. And they didn't even try to
And we're
offer
still
up
doing it.
big.
And we're still doing it. I'm writing my
I've
second.
been talking
Are we
about
writing our
these
second
ideas
book coming
for
up?
over 15 years. How to fix our broken healthcare system.
Trump.
Remember this doctor in Kansas? I've been interviewing him since 2012. Dr. Josh.
Please give
Butler,
us a
Atlas
call.
MD. I've
Personal
interviewed him all
touch
these times.
recruiters.
He runs a healthcare cooperative. It's $50 a month for adults,
Let's
$10
say good night,
a month for children.
Tracy.
They have no
Good night,
co-pays,
Lori. Good
unlimited
night,
office
friends.
visits,
Thank you for joining.
24-hour doctor service.
God bless
available
you.
for free procedures, 95% reductions because they negotiate directly with the pharmaceutical companies, and you leave with your